For decades, Hooters felt untouchable. The wings, the sports on TV, the orange shorts. Whether you loved it or hated it, Hooters was everywhere. But in 2025, something most people never expected actually happened. Hooters filed for bankruptcy. So how did one of America's most recognizable restaurant brands end up here? And is this really the end of Hooters as we know it? Let's break it down. Hooters was founded back in 1983 in Florida, and it didn't take long for the brand to explode. At its peak, there were hundreds of locations worldwide, packed on game nights and weekends. For years, Hooters wasn't just a restaurant, it was part of pop culture. But while the brand looked strong on the outside, cracks were quietly forming behind the scenes. Fast forward to March 2025. Hooters officially filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. Now, this wasn't a total shutdown, at least not at first. The company said the goal was to restructure, deal with hundreds of millions of dollars in debt, and shift away from company-owned locations toward a franchise-focused model. On paper, that sounds reasonable, but almost immediately after the filing, things started getting messy. Dozens of Hooters locations across the U.S. began closing. Some shut down with little warning, others locked their doors overnight. Customers showed up to empty parking lots, dark windows, and closed signs where busy restaurants used to be. And that's when people started asking the real question: what went wrong? The truth is, Hooters didn't collapse overnight. The restaurant industry has been under serious pressure for years. Food costs went up, labor costs exploded, and fewer people were dining out the way they used to. But Hooters had an additional problem. Its brand was built for a different era. Younger diners started choosing fast casual spots, delivery apps, or places that felt more modern and inclusive. What once felt edgy and fun to older generations started feeling outdated to newer ones. And then there was competition. Sports bars evolved, wing chains multiplied. And suddenly, Hooters wasn't the only place to get wings and watch the game anymore. It was just one of many, and often not the cheapest or the most convenient. So what happens now? Hooters says many locations will remain open. The plan is to sell company-owned restaurants to existing franchisees, including groups connected to the brand's early leadership. In theory, that could help streamline operations and keep the name alive. But bankruptcy changes everything. Some locations won't survive, some markets may disappear entirely, and the brand will almost certainly look very different moving forward. So is this really the end of Hooters? Maybe not completely, but the version people remember from its peak days. That era is likely over. Hooters isn't alone either. It's just the latest example of what happens when iconic brands fail to adapt fast enough to changing tastes, habits, and culture. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Hooters can reinvent itself? Or is this just another once famous chain slowly fading away? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into the rise and fall of famous brands, make sure to subscribe.